So Bitcoin has followed the instructions for now. I mean, we have to be honest here. It's a very slow market, very much sideways oriented. We have a small upside reaction from the last swing low here that formed on Sunday, Monday. So that's good to see. It's a small upside reaction. It's far away from a full confirmation of an upside reversal. But we might actually have started finally this C wave to the upside that we have been tracking, which should take us into the region between 69 and 72K. I mean, you know about that. We talked about it. This is still an ideal target up there. And the white scenario remains still the preferred interpretation right now. But the move up that we've seen, while it is promising, there is still a lot to prove. And I will walk you through that. In this video, we talk about it step by step, what the market now needs to deliver, what the parameters are, and whether we can continue to focus on this move to the upside and which, support levels there are, because there is a possible setup that's coming up. And I will show you exactly what I mean on a smaller time frame. Larger time frame wise, I mean, you guys know that there's absolutely no change here on the larger time frame. The pressure is still down, clearly. Yeah, the market is still going lower eventually. That's at least the plan. I mean, look, I would be the last person to complain if there was an upside breakout. And I always told you what we need to see to confirm the beginning of a new bull market. I want to see 5 waves up above our resistance and 3 waves down. Basically a breakout. It can be a short breakout, doesn't need to be a sustained one, but at least in the pullback afterwards, then we want to see a higher low. And this is what we would normally call a so-called 1-2 setup. So 5 waves up, 3 waves down. That would be the bullish setup. But we're far away from that. You see where we, even if that happens, yeah, we only saw this. We only saw the very first part of it. The next move up is still, even in the white count, expected, a move up into resistance. And then if we see another high, well, then we can talk. But then the next pullback needs to confirm that, right? For now, the trend to the downside therefore remains intact, especially as long as this resistance area remains respected between 66,233 and 76,638. And it is no, you can be open to higher prices in the short term and still look for lower prices eventually, because the larger degree trend here on the daily chart when zooming out is still pointing to the downside. And the idea is that this here was the first phase of the bear market, the initial move down from the October high 25 into the February lows 26. Then we had a 3-wave bounce. This was the second phase of the bear market, a so-called AB pattern. And the C wave to the downside appears to be unfolding right now. That C wave should unfold in 5 waves. And we've only seen wave 1 and 2, waves 1 and 2. The third wave, ideally, should be next. And the third wave should be the move that takes us then into the lows, ideally at the end of the year, maybe October, November, possibly around 44, 39K in that area. But again, a lot will, I mean, this is a range right now, yeah? And I have to say, a lot will be decided here because, I mean, this is the range where it will be decided whether the market goes back into a bull market or we're in a bear market, yeah? And why I'm saying this is, I mean, as soon as we break these support levels and also here break below 56K, which is the area around the 24 lows, and then the next Fibonacci level, we should move towards 44K quite quickly because it would likely be a third wave down. And then, okay, if we get that one more low, the famous last low, that's a completely different question. Not so important. The third wave is the main element, right? And so once that third wave to the downside is rolling, it's going to be fast, right? And so that's the main part I'm looking for. I mean, I don't really care about that last 4, 5, that sometimes the last low doesn't happen. I would never try to wait for the last low because sometimes it's just very swift. Yeah. And it just can be a wick and sometimes it doesn't even happen. The main element, yeah, is this third wave down. But if the price breaks above resistance here, it might not happen. So this is the reason why this is such a boring range, because the bulls and the bears, they are fighting, right? I mean, there's not much volume, which makes it worse. But remember, volume dies out towards the end of corrections. With end of correction, I mean, though, this. So we could go a little higher and then break down. So that's what I'm looking for, essentially. Again, we're always open to other directions, but for now, there's nothing in this chart that would confirm that something different is playing out. Before we continue, a brief note regarding our partnership with Bybit. Bybit is currently running a limited promotion for the MCO community. New users, as well as existing users who have not yet made their first deposit, can receive $25 worth of Bitcoin after depositing at least $100 within 30 days. The number of rewards is limited and they are allocated on a first-come, first-served basis. If this is relevant to you, the dedicated campaign link and full terms are available below the video. Now back to the analysis. So the smaller time frame here is showing what we wanted to see. It's actually giving us a 5-wave move up from that 14th of August low. So again, quick reminder, the idea was that, hey, we had a 1-2 setup here in the orange scenario, wave 1 up, and then the wave 2 pullback in 3 waves. And the market held the invalidation level. It was a deep wave 2, but that's good because sometimes I get people complain, they say, well, all the wave 2s are so shallow. This one was fairly deep and the price did not invalidate the setup. Something similar already happened here early in August. And, well, we could get another wave 2, right? So we wanted to see 5 waves up. I can't promise you another wave 2 pullback, but what I can say is that as long as the market in any pullback now can defend this support zone, which is between 63,038 and 64,054, the short-term bullish count here remains intact. That's exactly what we wanted to see. We want to see that the market does not break anymore below the 78.6 retracement. The next resistance, I'd say, is this area of the previous swing highs around 65,400. Yeah, this would be the next key area of resistance. I would want to, get the price to break above, but we might see a pullback before that breakout happens. Now, sometimes you see direct movements to the upside, no pullback anymore. It is what it is. We had a setup, but please remember that the movements to the upside that we expect here, as long as this support area is holding, only as long as that's holding, they are part of a counter trend move, which means the move to the upside is likely not going to be, a very aggressive impulse. Again, it can be choppy. That's the thing. Let's say the probabilities that it's going to be a messy and choppy move, they are higher. Yeah, because it's part of a counter trend move. This is not yet seen as the beginning of a new bull market. But that being said, even if it was the beginning of a new bull market, it would likely be choppy because normally when there are trend changes, yeah, when the market is trying to change. When the market is trying to change the trend, there is still a lot of indecision, and it obviously takes more time and effort and more attempts that could fail. For example, in this case, for the bulls to take the lead here, and they have to make an effort, and the bears are still strong, and so on and so on. But a few days ago, I said how much of a decision area this was, how important this zone was down here, because the price was literally just millimeters. Inches away from the invalidation point, and the price held support. And I think over the coming days, the next pullback will be really, really important. So all eyes need to be on this micro support area between 63K and 64K. That's the update on Bitcoin. I hope it was helpful. If you're interested in additional updates, I recommend to check out our membership. Also, feel free to follow us on X for a lot of additional updates, altcoin updates, exclusive videos, and much more. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.